Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Talk Time with Pastor Krista. How are you doing today? So today we're going to be talking about washing feet. Something we should all be doing. I hope that you are. But we're going to be talking about it in the Bible because there are some very important scripture readings in our Bible of times when Jesus actually washed feet. So I have in front of me 3 pairs of sandals that I own, but every pair of sandals has a different function. I wear them for different reasons. So these are my Dunkirk shower sandals. These are my typical cheapo flip-flops that are just made of plastic, and they usually don't last that long, but they're really great for taking showers at Dunkirk because when you go camping, a lot of times there's only 1 or 2 showers on the campground, and when you go into the shower, other people have gone in there before you, so it's probably safe to wear a pair of these flip-flops. So those are my Dunkirk shower flip-flops. Then I've got these sandals, and these sandals are, let's get them right and left here. These sandals I wear every day, like if I run to the grocery store or if I take just a quiet walk with a friend in the summertime, I'll wear these sandals. So they're nothing super fancy and they're really comfortable, and I could wear them out if I was going to lunch at a restaurant because they look kind of nice. Then I have these little numbers here. These are my fancy schmancy. I don't know if you can see, but they're all glittery and fancy. And these I wear when I go someplace really nice in the summertime because they're all glittery and shiny. And I love these. I don't wear them that often because I don't go out that much. So I have 3 pairs of sandals with me. Now, a person on this earth could maybe not have a ton of money, right? And not be able to afford really amazing shoes, like really amazing sandals. And maybe the only sandals that person can afford are these sandals that you can get very easily places and they're not super expensive. And then you might have like a person who has a ton of these kind of sandals in their closet. I only have 1 pair, but you might have somebody who's like super, super rich and they can afford a lot of really fancy sandals, and they might have those in their closet. And then you might have like the middle of the road person, and they might have a lot of these kind of sandals in their closet, just everyday nice looking sandals that you can wear out. But what Jesus tells us is that it doesn't matter if I happen to be wearing these sandals that are not that expensive in the shower at Dunkirk, if I happen to be out to dinner with a friend and I have these casual sandals on, or if I'm going someplace really fancy and schmancy and I pull out the big ones here. Jesus says it doesn't matter which kind of sandals you wear. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're going. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Your feet are gonna get dirty. It doesn't matter because in any one of these 3 kinds of sandals, our feet are exposed to the dirt and the dust around us, right? Our feet are going to get dirty, and all of us need to wash our feet sometimes. Now, what does that have to do with Jesus? Well, I'm going to read you some scripture from the book of John, and we're going to tie this all together. So in the book of John, Jesus sat down with his friends to have a Last Supper. And when he sat down with them, what he did before he served them supper was he washed their feet. And that was very common when Jesus was alive. Usually if you walked into a home, because a lot of people didn't even have shoes, when you walked into a home, you would take your sandals off if you had them on, but if you didn't have them on, one of the servants, the people who was taking care of the home and the people in it, they would wash the feet of the people who came in the home. Now Jesus, he was very respected among his friends, but listen to what Jesus did. We're going to be reading from John 13, 12 through 17, and this is what it says. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I've done for you? He asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that's what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I have set an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is the messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. So there's a couple really important parts of this scripture that I want to share with you. The first is that Jesus was kind of like the master. Jesus was the teacher, the rabbi. They called him Rabboni. He was the rabbi. And Jesus knelt down in the dirt and he washed the feet of his friends. And his friends were kind of like, whoa, Jesus, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing this. We should be doing this to you. And what Jesus says is, no servant is greater than his master, and no messenger is greater than the one who sent him. So it doesn't matter in life whether you walk in these sandals, whether you walk in these, or whether you walk in these. What Jesus is telling us is that each of the people who walks in these different shoes should help one another by washing the feet of the other. Now, does Jesus actually mean get down and wash our feet? I don't think he actually means that, but you know what? Let's revisit this scripture because there's a piece at the end that explains that. It says, now that you know about these things, now that you know that we should take care of one another and we should help one another, you will be blessed if you do them. So the water that we pour on one's feet when we wash feet, it cleanses, doesn't it? I want you to think of everything that Jesus taught us. Jesus taught us about goodness and kindness and compassion and forgiveness and understanding. And those are all really important words in our world right now. Goodness, kindness, compassion, understanding, and I could go on forever. And what Jesus says is it doesn't matter what shoes you walk in, your feet are always going to get dirty. It also says that it's really important that we take time to show others goodness, kindness, and compassion, because when we do that, it's cleansing. When we do that, it kind of washes the dirt away from other people. And it doesn't matter how rich or poor we are. It doesn't matter how middle of the road we are. That's what Jesus wants us to do. And most importantly, Jesus tells us, when you do this, and you don't toot your own horn about it, when you do this, you will be blessed. And I'll tell you something, boys and girls, being blessed is a pretty cool thing. So that is our story today. So I want you to walk through your day being good and kind and compassionate and forgiving and trying to understand each other. And I want you to be cleansing in the way that you do that. So we walk in the way of the Lord and we are blessed. So let's see, what song should we sing today? How about singing Make New Friends? I love that because I think when you take the time to be those things to other people, you make new friends, and that's a huge blessing, isn't it? So here we go. Ready? Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. And that song is meant to be sung in a round. So maybe next week I'll grab Kathleen and we'll sing that song in a round and show you how it goes. Because it's kind of fun if there's another person in your house. So you have a wonderful weekend, boys and girls. And you walk through your weekend, whether you got your fancy shoes on this weekend, your middle of the road shoes, or your old sandals that you can wear in the shower at Dunkirk. But you walk through the week. Let your feet get dirty, do the good work of God, but make sure that you're good and kind and compassionate and forgiving, and that you show that to other people because we cleanse each other. And on that note, we are going to say our benediction. Are you ready? Here we go. My heart loves your heart because Jesus first loved us. God bless you, boys and girls. I'm going to clear the way because I'm going to scoot up and I'm going to turn the camera off, and you have a wonderful weekend.